Three, two, one. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Hanging with Janky. You'd figure eventually I would figure out exactly where to put that click noise in, like, or hanging with Janky. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, I gotta tell you guys a great story from the other day. Joe, Noah, and I were in the Discord, and we were just, like, nerding and geeking out about stuff, and we somehow got on the topic of Lord of the Rings. We were talking about the Ents, and Noah pointed out how ridiculous it is in the movie that, like, they take Pippin and Merry to the edge of the woods, and then suddenly it's like they realize how terrible Saruman is, and they just decide to help destroy the tower. And it's just like, how are they so oblivious? I'm like, well, that was the point of the Ents, is that they just stay in their forest. That's how they lost the Entwives, is they wanted to stay, and the Entwives wanted to go out and see the world, and so they split. And Noah said, stubborn-ass men trees, and Joe said, whimsical-ass lady trees. We had a good thing going. They just want to go and see the world. No, just stay in the forest. And it made me laugh very, very hard. And so I wanted to share that with you because it was quality comedy in the moment. I don't know if it reads now, but it was great then. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? We got gaming news to talk about, and then we also have new subscribers to thank. So let's get on it. Starting off with the buzz, let's talk about everything that's going on in gaming news this week. So, what do we got? Well, first up, let's talk about the Psychic lawsuit. So, the Psychic hotline, right? They used to play ads all the time in the 90s, like call in, get your fortune read, whatever. And their, like, rock star psychic was Miss Cleo. She was, like, the big psychic to have, right? And so the Psychic hotline is now suing Grand Theft Auto Vice City because they have a psychic character named Auntie Paulette that the Psychic hotline is just like, that's a Miss Cleo ripoff. And we're suing about it. What's funny to me about this story is that Vice City has been out for years, and they suddenly decided, yeah, we're going to pursue legal action. Years later, we're going to pursue legal action. Whatever, fine. Good for you, Psychic Hotline. Hope that you... I don't even know who to root for in that situation. Continuing to speak about classic games, though, that everybody loves, let's talk about Overwatch and how the Summer Games will be returning August 8th. Okay, fair enough. That's really all I had to say, was that the Summer Games are returning August 8th. But hey, Lucio Ball will be back, and Lucy O'Ball will not be there because she's not in Overwatch. Continuing to speak on competitive gaming, we could talk about PUBG and their stream sniping ban. So this is an issue that's come up recently. Basically, people who are over on Twitch, it's like people will watch their streams and try to get in the same game as the streamer, and then use that insider information of watching their stream to try to find them on the map and snipe them. And this is sort of an issue that PlayerUnknown's talked about, and there's just sort of a big ban on stream sniping because it's an issue, and he's had to ban players for it and all this other stuff, and it's just a big issue. But it's interesting because a lot of people are just like, should stream sniping be illegal? Because it's kind of like this split decision, because some people argue, you know, there's a delay on Twitch, so it's not like you're getting, like, accurate in the moment information about where they are. And also, people have pointed out that, like, the streamers who are playing PUBG have the chat to help them, like, tell them where people are. So it's kind of like, that's not okay, or that's fine, but it's like not okay to stream snipe. It's an interesting debate that's being held on the internet right now. So if you're interested in PUBG or that sort of thing, I would definitely recommend looking at more on it because I think it's pretty interesting. Moving over into some other beloved games, let's talk about Persona 5 and how it's getting an anime in 2018. Actually, that's really all I had to say, is that they're making a Persona 5 anime and it will be coming out in 2018 on Netflix. So that's exciting. Continuing to speak about Persona, though, they are also making Persona games. So go downstairs or wherever you keep your gaming consoles, dust off those old D&D mats, D&D, DRR, Dance, no, it's DDR, whatever, Dance Dance Revolution. That's not even the style of the game. It's a PlayStation game. It probably won't even use mats, whatever. I just really want to play DDR Mario Mix again. The pad has been like sitting in the den forever, unused. I gotta get back into it, because I had some sick dance moves, yo. But Persona dance games, they're coming out. However, while I'm on the topic of Mario, I'm going to touch on Nintendo and their thing that's going on right now with Metroid and Amiibos. So, as I'm sure you guys know by this point, Amiibos are these little collectible figurines that Nintendo sells. They're very hard to get specific ones. You just kind of like buy whatever stores have on sale at the time and just sort of roll with it. But you can usually scan them into games on the Wii U, the Switch, and the Nintendo 3DS to get certain unlockable rewards. Nintendo revealed that for the Metroid game coming out for the 3DS, you can scan in Metroid figures like Samus and all the rest to get bonuses in the game. Now, most of these things are just cosmetic and completely unnecessary to the game. However, there is one mode of the game, Fusion Difficulty Mode, which is sort of like a hard mode for the game, that is actually locked behind the Fusion Samus amiibo. And so people are kind of having this debate of, is that okay, or should, since it's just like a difficulty of the game, should you just leave that open to everyone? Should it be locked behind an amiibo? Which kind of leads to the issue of like, is paying for an amiibo like paying for DLC? Or like, how does that work? Or how do we do that? And it's a really interesting conversation that's just sort of like happening in the background on the internets right now. So again, if you want to hear more about it, definitely go check it out. I think it's really interesting. I think you should find it interesting as well, because DLC is important to talk about. Maybe. Moving on. Hey, if you want to pick up your if you want to pick up your Metroid amiibo and you want to do it on Black Friday, but you actually want to do it on Thanksgiving, because that's when things go down now, apparently, because people open on Thanksgiving, you can go to GameStop and buy it there, because they said that they will now be open on Thanksgiving. They've been a long time holdout on that policy, but they say, you know what, look, everyone's doing it these days, so they are open for certain special hours they have not revealed yet on Thanksgiving Day, so you can go out, buy all the little amiibos that your heart desires at your local GameStop. And speaking of things that start with game, let's talk about Game Boy and how someone has modded a Game Boy to have a backlight, and it looks beautiful and amazing. Oh my god, I wish that Nintendo Game Boys had a backlight. I wish I could have this Nintendo Game Boy and play my old Nintendo Game Boy Color games with a backlight. If you can get me one of these, find someone to mod this for me, I will love you forever. If you can find someone who can backlight me a Game Boy Color, you will be my best friend forever. I will do whatever it takes to get one of the, well, not anything, whatever. Let's move on, but this is cool. And wrapping up the buzz, let's talk about Good Game, the new YouTube Red series starring the Game Grumps, written by Jesse Cox and Michelle Morrow, and produced by Dan Harmon, who, if you don't know, is the genius mind behind Rick and Morty. It looks so great. They released the trailer, I watched it, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, this is such quality content. And you're never sure, right? You're never sure, because you're just like making a YouTube video and acting in the style of like television and film acting. They're similar, but they're not necessarily related, because YouTube is a lot of like more off the cuff sort of stuff, unless you're doing like a specific kind of show where you write a script for it. And being able to like deliver a line, not only like in terms of writing a script, but like also as a character in a show. The point is, if you watch it, God, the comedy is so spot on, and I love it. There's this bit at the end about Rocky and whether or not he fights a robot. God, it was the best thing ever. Oh, it brightened my day. definitely go check out the trailer for a good game. It is, it's a good game, guys. It's good. It's good stuff. And that's all I have for the buzz. So, the other topic to cover today, of course, since it is the first Hanging with Janky of August, I gotta tell you about all the new games that will be releasing in August. So let's get to it. First of all, game already released, Tacoma, which is the futuristic sort of cyberpunkish game. I really don't know what it's about. It's a very strange game, but you can get it right now. Also, Ark Survival Evolved is finally coming out of early access and is set to release here in August. Lawbreakers, which is the new team versus team arena battle game, is coming out. I actually have it, or a version of it. I think it's like the beta version of it, but it confuses the crap out of me. But if you're a fan of like team v team battle arenas, you can definitely check out Lawbreakers. Also, we have Agents of Mayhem from the devs behind Saints Row. It's wacky, it's weird, it's full of superheroes. Agents of Mayhem seems super cool. We also have Nidhogg 2, the classic battle game. It will even have online features, which I'm super excited about. I will definitely be hitting that up when I get the chance with some peeps, because Nidhogg 2, man, it makes me smile. Also, we have Observer, which is a new cyberpunk horror game from the creators of Layers of Fear that looks really cool. Also, Sonic Mania, which is a new Sonic game in the style of like classic Sonic games, like side-scrolling, running. It looks really sweet. It's like a love letter to old Sonic games. It looks awesome. We also have Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which is getting all kinds of hype. We have Absolver, which is the new fighting game from Devolver Digital. It's like an open world fighter, I think, from my understanding of it. It kind of reminds me of like what the story mode of For Honor is like. But it looks really cool. It's like you develop your own fighting style, you collect moves, you do all this stuff. It looks tight, and I really want to try it out. We also have Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I think it's called Kingdom Battle. Also looking sweet. That game looks kicking, and that's going to come out in August. And then we also have Life is Strange Before the Storm, which people are super hyped for, and Resident Evil Revelations, which is coming to the Switch, and it looks hype. I also want to add one more thing to this list, which is a very small game that's on itch.io currently. You can play a demo of it. It just looks really cool. It's called Path Out, and it is a JRPG. It is the story of the developer and his life as a Syrian refugee, leaving Syria and continuing on. And it's just like in the style of a JRPG, and it looks really cool and awesome. And you can check out the demo for it right now over on itch.io. And that is all I have for August releases. And I think that that's enough of me rambling about gaming news, so let's move on and thank the new members of the Jank Squad this week. We have 284 members of the Jank Squad now, which is super cool. 16 off of 300. I bet we'll get there. I believe in us. But for now, let's thank the new people, shall we? So first up, we have Izaris Gaming. I probably pronounced that wrong, and I apologize, but super cool. You can find them out over on YouTube. 113 subscribers on their channel. They do all sorts of things. They got some Destiny 2, some Modern Warfare, all that good stuff. So definitely go check them out, and thank you. I'm gonna call you Izzy. I apologize. That's much easier to say. But thank you so much for joining the Jank Squad. I really do appreciate it. Also, we have Adriana Gonzalez. Thank you, Adriana, for joining up with the Jank Squad. I super appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy the content. I hope that you enjoy being here and part of being the Jank Squad. And I just hope that you continue to enjoy things in the future. Keep being you. And also, there is one other person I want to thank, because I think she may have gotten missed somewhere in the mix. And I don't want to like miss people. I don't want to miss thanking people. That always makes me feel sad. So, Mary, you're super awesome. You're always over on the Twitter, just chilling and hanging out and being cool. And I want to give you an official thank you if I haven't already. So, thank you for being a part of the Jank Squad, Mary. I appreciate you. You keep being you, because you awesome the way you are, girl. And that is everyone I have to thank this week. So, again, thank you to all 284 members of the Jank Squad. You guys are totally kicking and awesome, and you're super cool, and you guys all make all sorts of like wonderful things around the internet and on Twitter and on Instagram, and just you guys are awesome and amazing, and you should know that, and you are. So thank you. Sorry that it's aggressive, but thank you. And I love you guys. And that's all I have this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed yet another episode of Hanging with Janky. If you did, feel free to leave that like down below. Comments, positive or negative, feel free to leave those below as well. But more than anything, I hope you have a lovely day, evening, or whenever you happen to be watching this. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this is Janky Shenanigans, signing out.